Since I've been here, I've been working on some figurative stuff. My work is mixed media, mostly 2D, paintings, printmaking, collage. I like to paint on paper, cut that stuff out and collage it. Because I'm a graphic designer, I use a lot of like graphic elements in my work, and that those foam cut blocks that I do the print with is like a way for me to control and move things around and put things in place where I want to put them. So the work I decided to work on was some photographs. It's an ideal I started when I was in New Orleans. I took some pictures of my cousin Red. So Red's the kind of like centerpieces of the work that I'm working on. But it was influenced by this ideal of like gang culture. Like I used the Bloods and the Crips as bases of the work. As I got friends that are Crips and I got friends that are Bloods, but they're like friends. And the ideal of what it actually is not what is normally like portrayed. It's more like a family thing, and it's about a camaraderie. It's about resources, because you know you have to find some way to take care of family. And then from there, the work kind of grew because I was reading this article about like mass incarceration, and then recently I read an article about this drug ring, which was 41 people that were arrested in from Baton Rouge to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And I was thinking about like this mass sweep of people being arrested, and like the ideal of who makes the call on these connections between like the gang, the ideal of a gang, the gang affiliation, and like these drug rings, like who make the connections. And that kind of like grew from another incident where it was a group of 10 guys in my city in Monroe that were arrested, and they were supposed to have like all these connections. And this was a federal case, and 7 out of the 10 guys copped a plea, so they took the lesser time. And 3 of the guys, which one was my friend, he decided to fight the case because they knew it wasn't solid. The 3 that fought the case beat the case, but they had to spend like a whole year in jail, year and a half in jail before they even went to court. And just thinking about like, you know, how this is like a normal thing. So in the work I'm working on now, I'm playing around with those ideas of who gets to make that call. So that's the work I'm working on right now. My background collages are usually like, I think it's a mesh of ideas, and I'm dealing with like these things that exist around us and these things that happened in the past that created things that are going on today. So a lot of the models that I use in my work, like it's either people I know personally or people that I know tell other people I'm looking for models. So I think what happens is like when they come into my space, even if I don't know them, I try to like get to know them. I talk to them. I ask them a lot of questions. And so like when you see the imagery, you can see that it's like real natural the way they pose, because I don't force them to do anything they wouldn't normally do. I had somebody say that they look real confident, and I think it's because they are. A lot of times when they first come in, they're not as confident. Then, you know, just kind of like coach them through a little bit, talk to them and get to know them, and then they relax. I've always done figures because people that don't come from art backgrounds and how they can relate to at least that part of the work. Even if it's an idea that they might not be familiar with, I think it gives them a place to kind of enter the piece. That looked like Jed from the corner store or something, you know, or my cousin. So like, I like that as a jump off point.